We are just making what's always been here for you more obvious. That's all. It's all here, and it's all here for all of you. We just make it more obvious. But we don't want you to just believe in it for Esther. We don't want you to believe in it for others. We want you to understand it's here for you too. You. So we've established here, and we know that you have come along with us, that Abraham, I acknowledge that everything I want is already well underway. And I see evidence of it. I do. Every day I see evidence of it. And some days a little more evidence than others. And I'm beginning to notice that my attitude, my mood, how I feel about it is influential in what I see. And I'm hard on myself, Abraham. I take score too much. I'm watching for results. And sometimes I think that the answer is coming in different ways than I want it to. And that's the primary thing that we want you to acknowledge. You're really going to like this. So there is your inner being you, and there's the you. And there's a relationship between the two. Yes, you've got that. So this relationship between the two of you is, of course, what your emotions are all based on. And your inner being really does have an attitude or an opinion about everything that you're thinking about. So when you are taking score of something that already is, you're really in a step one moment again. You're really asking more questions and asking for more, and you're really making what's in your vortex bigger, and that's a good thing. The more determined you are and the more you want something, the bigger it gets. But that does not necessarily mean that you have greater access to it, because the receptive mode is something that you've got to do. In other words, step 2 is always happening. You've got to do the step 3 part. You have to get in the receptive mode where you can receive. Here's a big difference. This is pivotal for you. Here's a big difference between what your inner being knows about something and what you know about something. Hear this. Your inner being knows that you have many beliefs that are in your way. Your inner being knows that you have many beliefs that are in your way. Your inner being knows that you have many beliefs that are in your way. And your inner being knows what each and every one of those problematic beliefs are. So, when you ask for something and you have beliefs in the way, your inner being calls you around those beliefs, over and under them and around them. In other words, your inner being takes an unconventional approach. Your inner being does not give you the answer that you expect, because your inner being knows you're already ready for that. Instead, your inner being calls you over here so that you have an experience over there and a conversation over there. Are you following this? So these are the things that we want you to get from this conversation. Your inner being knows that you have resistant thoughts and doesn't hold it against you. Your inner being knows that you have resistant thoughts and isn't trying to get you to get rid of them. Your inner being simply shows you another way to get to where you want to be. Best story that exemplifies that, Esther couldn't find her gold pen. She looked for it for weeks and weeks, dumped all of her purses upside down, cleaned out all the drawers, and we knew where it was, and she couldn't find it because it was right there in that purse that she had looked through many, many times, was tangled up in the lining. She tipped it upside down. She could not find it. We knew it was there. We knew she wanted it. So we gave her a suggestion. You might like that perfume that you haven't used for a while. And she remembered where it was in the same bag. When she reached in that bag for the perfume, she came out with the pen. Now, sit with that just for a moment and feel your argument with us, because you've got one. We felt you had. Feel your argument with that. Your argument with that is, Abraham, why didn't you just say to Esther, Esther, it's in the bag? You think we didn't do that? Why do you think she dumped it upside down 400 times? We kept saying, it's in the bag, it's in the bag. And she'd go back and she'd pick up that bag and she'd look at that bag and she'd feel that bag. It's actually not as big a bag as you might think it must have been. She just could not find it, because you cannot find what's lost. You cannot find what you believe is lost. And so your inner being knows what you think is lost. Your inner being knows, here it is, what the path of least resistance is. Now, why is there a path of least resistance? Path of least resistance and path of most allowance are the same path, yes? So why is there a path of resistance at all? Who's putting the resistance on your path? You are. Your inner being doesn't hold that against you because your inner being knows where the resistance is. So your inner being just guides you around your resistance. But you don't make it easy because you argue for your limitations. You defend why you feel resistant. You explain that this is how it is. You explain that the goat just keeps bunting the stump. You explain that you've been over it and over it and over it and over it and over it. In other words, you don't make it easy for yourself, for your inner being to guide you around. So this is what we want you to take away from this conversation. You've got beliefs that hinder you and your inner being doesn't care because your inner being knows that you have enough beliefs that are working for you, that you can be guided to the things you want. Your inner being is not trying to get you to do or not do anything. Your inner being is just helping you to fulfill your own desires, you see. So when we say you want to get the resistant ideas out of the way, you don't have to figure out every way you've gone wrong. Just come this way with us. Jerry and Esther were in Orlando. They had a new navigational system in the vehicle. Esther was driving. She nearly always did. Jerry is navigating and watching and mostly just enjoying the fun that Esther is having, making her way around the world. And he said to her, you know, we're going exactly the opposite direction that we want to go right now. And Esther said, what? I did what it said. I was over there and it said do this, and I did that. And Jerry said, well, just the same, you're going in the opposite direction of where you mean to go. And Esther said, well, let's go back to where we started, because she wanted to see where it went wrong. She wanted to prove that she had done exactly what the navigational system had told her to do and that it was wrong, not her. Let's go back and see what went wrong, and maybe we should write a letter and let them know. And Jerry said, we could do that, or we could just go from where we are where we want to be. You don't have to go back and explain what went wrong or how it went wrong or what you believed. Isn't truthfully what you want, just to get from where you are to where you want to be? I'd like to go from where I am to this, not, why am I not going over there? Why am I not going over there? How come I'm over here for so long? How come I've tried all of this stuff? How come I've been listening to all of this stuff for so long? That's not the path of least resistance. That's the path of deliberate more resistance, you see. So you're getting it. You hear it. You've heard it here today. So you be you. Say it again. Why is it not going better? We'll be the other you. Things are going really well. But why aren't things going faster? Things are going just fine. Just relax a little bit and enjoy the journey. Well, how come I can't get there faster? Well, because getting there faster isn't necessarily everything that you want. There are other things that you want. Your inner being is offering you guidance and soothing all the time. But you got to listen for it. And that's why we would like you all to begin writing a book. Because when you begin writing the book, you'll be expecting answers about solutions rather than beating the drum of the greater problem. We want to put it to you in a way that you can hear this softly. What's made you so defensive? That wasn't as soft as we intended. What's making you so defensive? What's making you so mad at yourself? Why can't you accept that things are going really well and that things are working out for you and that problems are the beginning of wonderful solutions and that it's all part of the process and that you came in order to explore contrast because you knew that there were two ends of the stick, and in order to really find solutions that are meaningful and motion forward, in other words, you knew that you are an eternal being, and you know that an eternal being must have new experiences, and you know that new experiences are born out of knowing what you don't want. In other words, you signed into this full knowing that you were in the right place at the right time, that you were doing good things. And your inner being only and only and always and always and always and only and always and ever and always and only is flowing that kind of stuff to you. Your inner being is only saying you are loved. Your inner being is only saying you are good. Your inner being is only saying it's all right. Your inner being is only saying things are working out for you. And the other stuff you're getting from each other. The other stuff you're getting from each other who are also disconnected from that knowing, from that love, from that energy, from that solution, you see. So just chill. Have more fun, look for more satisfactions, be less intense, give it a softer approach, put yourself in a place where you can hear your inner being more. Have fun with this. Life is supposed to be fun. You didn't say, I'll go save the world. It doesn't need to be saving. And you didn't say, I'll go prove my worthiness, because your worthiness was never in question. You came because you are creators. A lot of you feel that way. I need to be decisive because I'm a deliberate creator. So I need to be decisive. So I know what I want and that's it. That's final. That's ended up. Rather than, oh, I'm collecting this information and this information is helping me to know more clearly what I don't want. So I know more clearly what I do want. And maybe I can just allow what I do want to reveal itself to me in more ways. It's not just with you. A lot of people feel this way. Like, now I know this stuff. Now I better start applying it and I better start getting results from it. Instead of just giving yourself a break and letting some soft and gentle focus carry you to where you want to be. Your inner being will never push you, not from behind or from any other way. Your inner being doesn't push you. Your inner being knows you, settles in on the solutions you're asking for, accomplishes a vibrational footing with what you're asking for, radiates it constantly, and serves as something for you to feel your way toward. So resonance, which is a word that we've been talking about here today, is all about what you're looking for. You're looking for resonance, not solution. You're looking for vibrational solution, not manifested solution. And resonance is that. Resonance is vibrational solution, which will bring manifested solution, but resonance is vibrational solution. And think about why. Are you with us? Think about why. Everything that everyone wants, no matter what it is, whether it's a material object or a pile of money or a relationship or a circumstance or event, everyone wants everything that they want because they believe they will feel better in having it. Resonance is the feeling better. So when you feel resonance with something, even before it is manifested, you've got it. And if you can maintain that good feeling resonance, then the manifestation has to come. But you're not in this for the manifestations. You're in this for the resonance. You're in this for the vibrational harmonics of seeing a situation in a moment in time the way your inner being is seeing it. And once you catch the drift of this, once you get the hang of this, what happens is you begin seeing the world through the eyes of Source. You become happier in the moments. You are less driven toward needing to accomplish that so that you'll feel better. You just feel better, and in the feeling better, you attract more of the things like it. You following this? You feel blessed. You feel loved. You feel understood. You feel heard. You feel whole. You feel sure. You feel stable. You feel happy. And then you have all of these awarenesses of good timing and the universe orchestrating circumstances and events seemingly for your benefit.